Hey guys, how's it going? I'm doing some tedding right now. This is the last 8 acres, 8 or 9 acres, however much it is, somewhere between 8 and 9. What was that? Well, that was my phone. This is the last of it, first cutting, and I'm tedding it right now. Planning on putting square bait on it later this evening. But I wanted y'all to look and see if you seen anything strange about this tractor here. Mostly right here. Does that look kind of strange for a 4710? That's probably because it's hitting a 4710. This is a 5711. You can see the difference in the loader. The dash, different. But yeah. I've got this tractor here on demo. I can return it easily if I want to. But anyway, we got it. I got it here. I don't know how long for, but I'm trying not to put too many hours on it. I don't know if I'm going to buy it or not. But I did want to try it out in the hayfield and see if it's something that I'm interested in, either now or in the future. I think somebody else has already demoed it one time and they didn't purchase it. They actually told me they were going to transfer it to another dealer down in Georgia or Alabama or something like that. And somebody wanted it down there and they were going to transfer it down there, and then they changed their mind, decided not to transfer it down there. That was the first thing that happened, and then it went out on a demo somewhere, I don't know where. And now it's out on a demo for me. So I don't know how to see how many hours is on it. I ain't got a clue. I don't know that much about it. I'm trying to see if I can see hours. I don't see hours, so maybe I'll figure that out. I think I seen 17 when I went to crank it, but I ain't sure. I need to look so I know how many hours I put on it, not to put too many on it. But yep, run the big tedder with it. Going good. I'm really liking this tedder. It's really been doing a good job. I've tedded not a lot of acreage with it, but maybe 50 acres or something, 60 acres. I did the straw with it, or the rye, the big old rye field. That was interesting, but it did good. It had a little bit of wrapping on some of the heads when I got done, but I kind of expected that. That stuff's so long. It is something that happens. But yeah, so I'm trying this thing out. I don't know a lot about it. This is all I've done with it so far. I drove it out here and hooked the tedder and went to work. But I do like it so far. It's basically just really similar. It feels similar, and I mean, can't hardly tell any difference in this and my 4710 as far as the ride, the seating position. I mean, the cab's exactly the same. Everything's laid out the same. This gear stick's different. The dash is different. It's got a 4-cylinder engine in it instead of a 3-cylinder engine. It's 110 horsepower instead of a 100 horsepower engine. But it should have more torque where it's a 4-cylinder versus a 3-cylinder. But I've never really had a lot of complaints about the 4710 having enough power. I mean, it does struggle in really steep areas, but most everything that I do with it, tedding and raking, is what I typically do, and loading hay. It has plenty of power for all those things, even in the steep area that I live in. Out on the road, it can use a little more horsepower to get up the steep hills, but it does okay for what it is. I've always been pretty pleased with the little 3-cylinder engine. But this 4-cylinder ought to do a little better. This thing, it does not have any ballast on it right now. No fluid in the tires, no wheel weights. I always have fluid put in at least the rear tires, sometimes the front tires, but not normally on a loader tractor like this. But it just it don't take long to ted up some hay with this rig right here now. We're about to whip this part of the field out and move over to the other 4 acres. I can ted 4 acres in about 15-20 minutes. This setup here. But anyway, hopefully I got my drone, and hopefully I can set it up. I'll get over in the other field. I may fly it around so y'all can see this nice new shiny red paint. And I did notice they did put a stereo in here. That wasn't in here before. That's a Bluetooth stereo, and so that's nice. And it would have to have fluid in the tires. If I was going to buy it, it'd have to have front fenders, because I like front fenders. I don't like mud and stuff getting thrown at me. And it needs a third function valve. It does not have that, so I cannot try it with the tie grabber, which is one thing I would like to do. Even though it don't have fluid in the tires, I still kind of wonder how it would do with the tie grabber versus the 47, because y'all know the 47 is a little bit light for handling the tie grabber. I know a lot of you suggested putting something on 3-point hitch, but that's just not feasible, because the rake is always hooked to the 3-point hitch until I go to load hay, and I don't want to have to drag something else out here with, I guess you'd have to trailer a weight out here or something. And some people said put a spear and a round bell on it. Well, if you're not round belling, you don't have a round bell here. So it's the wheel. I do have wheel weights ordered for it. They hadn't got here yet. I ordered them 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I guess COVID's held those things up. So I don't know when they'll be here, but I am going to put wheel weights on it. But I would like to see what this thing would do with the tie grabber, even without weight in it. And I may just hook it up when I have time and play with it. I'm not going to have time, obviously, while I'm out here trying to get up hay by myself. But what I would like to do is maybe when I get, before the tractor goes back, is try to hook it up and play with it some. With the tie grabber, I mean. So, anyway, yeah. Oh yeah, I can shift gears. I forgot about that. You can shift gears with the shuttle paddle on this tractor, and that's a nice thing. You just bump it like this. So watch that again. Bump. Yeah, bump. Bump it down, slow down. That beep means they're out of gears, I guess. And then also you have the T handle. You push it forwards, and it shifts up a gear. If you want to change the range, you push this button in on the end of this stick, and then push the stick forwards. It goes up a range. Push it back, it goes down a range. Now I think, if I'm not mistaken, all that stuff reverses when you're in reverse. So if you put the shuttle in reverse, you actually have to pull this backwards to shift up gears, which is kind of strange. But Massey Ferguson does things a little strange sometimes. I mean, I guess it makes sense if you're going that direction and you want to go faster that direction. But in my brain, it would make more sense to me to just have it stay the same. Always push it forwards to upshift and backwards to downshift. But that's just me. Everything else over here is basically the same, except for this brake to neutral. And the 540E, it's different. You also have a combining valve for the hydraulics, and it has a creeper gear, which is good for snow blowing, which I do snow blowing. It's got a few more options here for the 3-point hitch. But yeah, I mean, and there's also an auto mode for the transmission, so it does have quite a few extras that the 47 doesn't have. Of course, it does have Vizio roof, and that was something. I actually ordered this tractor. Well, I didn't order it, but I was consulted about what options to get on it when it was ordered, because they wanted to know if you know, if you was to buy this tractor, what would you want on it. So this tractor is spec'd specifically for me. I'm going to fold this tedder up. Y'all want to watch? I gotta get through this little hole here in the woods, and you gotta get your wheels straight. And I've rolled backwards and the wheels ain't straight, so I'm gonna pull up and then I'm gonna raise it up. That's a big old thing there. It done it a little different than it normally does, but it still worked. Every time I folded it up, it's folded up a little bit different, but it always eventually folds up to what it's supposed to. This is a really nice tractor. I really have enjoyed the 4710, and this one I guess would be right there with it. It's just so hard to justify $85,000, $88,000, whatever it was they told me. It's just hard, especially when you got other bills and you just bought a mower and a tedder. But anyway, that's why I say I don't know that I'm gonna buy it right now. But the problem is, I'm afraid inflation is going to cause this stuff to get so expensive that it's just going to be out of the question about buying it. And right now, this tractor was bought before COVID and all that, or right as COVID started. So the price of this tractor is going to be pre-COVID price, or at least it was earlier when I priced it. I hadn't repriced it, but I wouldn't think that it would have went up since it was ordered before COVID and all the price increases. But that's the thing I'm afraid of. You know, if I go ahead and wait about buying a tractor like this, because I do want to get one more tractor to add to it, something like this, to help out. I'm just afraid that the price is going to be it's going to be cost prohibitive. So that's what I'm up against. Should I go ahead and buy it now while I can afford what they price it at, or should I wait and have to pay more later if I decide, or just do without a third tractor or whatever? I own 3 tractors, and I mean 2 tractors. 2 farm tractors and 1 small compact tractor, the 1025. And then the other tractors that I use, sorry about getting so close here, but the other tractors that I use, what's going on? I come out of auto. I over revved it a little bit. Or my dad's tractors, the 6030. And the 6640. Those tractors are my dad's. So if you push both brake pedals, apparently it turns the auto throttle off. That's kind of strange. I was just trying to keep it from over revving going down the hill. Now the 4710 does not do that. So anyway, just trying to figure it all out. So we'll talk to y'all in a little bit here after I've run a while. So we're going down a pretty steep hill at the moment. I don't know if you can tell that, but it's like 25 degrees right there. Then there's a point down here at the bottom and you gotta get turned around. I'm in 540E, and I have to downshift, come back up the hill to 3A. This tractor, 110 horsepower, the weight of this tractor is going to be a little weak, I feel like. One good thing about it is, though, it's got the 4.3, I believe, AGCO power 4-cylinder. It can be turned up to, I think, about 140 horsepower without causing any issues. Oh yeah, there's an exploded turkey right here, so I gotta go around that. I don't want to get turkey particles in my hay, so I'm gonna have to try to leave that mess there. I don't know what got the turkey. I don't know if it's a coyote. I have seen a coyote here before. So I don't know what it was, but anyway, there is the remains of a turkey. Now, one of the fields I did, there was the remains of a deer. It wasn't a big deer, but it wasn't small enough to still have spots. But it was nasty looking, like black all around it. Its mouth was black, nasty looking. I don't know if something killed it or what happened, but this is the place that y'all saw a square bell. If you've seen that video, the square bell rolled down the hill right here where I'm at it. I was going up this square bell, and then when a pack dropped out, one of the bells just took off rolling down the hill. This hay is choking me up, man. Probably when I get done here, I'm going to switch to regular mode and see what it does on these heels, on regular PTO mode. The drone is actually following me today. That's good. That's something I've had a lot of trouble with. Follow me like it should in active track. It's doing good today. Alright, down here in this hole again. I don't know if y'all can realize how steep it is down here where I'm turning around. Well, right before I turn around. It's kind of flat where I am turning around. Once I get around this field here a couple of times, I'll start going back and forth. Just try to, once I get out of that all that steep area, I start going back and forth. This is probably the driest hay I've tedded with this tedder. And it's still doing a good job. It's windrowing it just slightly, but not as bad as the chrome. The chrome, and you know what? I just drove right through the middle of that dang turkey. Hold on. I'm gonna turn the tedder off and then drive over. That's what you get for talking and driving and not driving and drinking, but driving and filming. Got a little bit of a mess. I do not like that. That's one thing obviously I don't like about this tractor. So far the only thing is when you mash the brakes, the auto throttle shuts off. I don't like that. I want to, so in other words, if I just need to stop and hit if I just push the clutch and the brakes, the auto throttle shuts off and the tractor just goes back to idle. That's not going to be good. Like if you're running a round baler and you're using auto throttle, you know, I always set it to what my PTO speed is and hit the auto throttle, and then I just, when I get done working, I hit auto throttle and turn it off. With this tractor, if you stop and hit the brakes to put a round bale out, the tractor's going to go to idle. So then it forces you to use the mechanical throttle, which I don't like. Sure, it definitely has a little more power when you have it in auto throttle. A minute ago it wouldn't pull this heel when I was using mechanical throttle, and then I switched it to the auto throttle, and now it's going right up. That's why I'm tedding. I just seen some green clumps flying out of that thing back there. That there tedder. Drone's going dead. I'm going to snatch it back out of the sky. I got my drone safely back on the ground now, but this video's gotten long enough. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. I will be bailing later today. I don't know. I'm out of drone batteries. I hadn't charged it. So I don't know that I'll be filming any more today or not. I do have a bunch of straw for tomorrow. Get up, we'll see how that goes. My first straw adventure on my own. I've always custom baled straw for another guy, but I've never baled it for our construction company and done it on our own. We've always bought all our straw, but this year I've got enough land, and everybody else that we always bought straw from has quit doing straw. So I will be from now on doing our own straw, which is a good thing, I guess. I have all the equipment and the capability of doing it, so, and the land, so why not? And I got a planter now to plant it, good 10-foot John Deere planter, and so things are going as good as they can be, I guess, for a small one-man farm with helping hands here and there. I don't want to cut out anybody that has helped me, like Shannon. She's always been good to help me when I need help baling, and Sean has been helping me some lately. Sean Keith, which is the guy that runs my firewood processor. It's his son. He's been helping me. He works for my dad full time now that he's graduated, but Dad's been letting him take off of work, and then I've been hiring him to help me do some raking and tedding and stuff, which helps out a lot when you got over 100 acres on the ground. It's hard to do all of it yourself, so it's just a tremendous help. Now, he couldn't help me today. He said he had something else he had to do today, which I didn't need help as far as what I'm doing now. But I would have liked to have a little help this evening to get the bales up and on, and have somebody to drive the trailers around and help me get the bales home and get them out of the field. But he was going to be busy this evening. But that's fine. I'll get it. It ain't no big deal. All right. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and we'll see see y'all on the next one.